we're getting the pellet smoker all fired up. We're fixing to do some lamb shanks out here. You know, I'm gonna do them at about pretty heavy smoke for about an hour on some of them. Then I'm gonna wrap some of them up in full and roast them for the last little bit. So it looks like the smoker's kicking off, starting to smoke pretty good. Get in there and get those lamb shanks prepared, put some rub on them, get them out here and throw them on the smoker once it gets heated up. So keep on checking back. We're gonna be doing lamb shanks out here on the pellet smoker today. So here we got these lamb shanks. Get those babies ready to put out there on the smoker. I'm gonna do a couple variations of it today. A couple of them I'm gonna smoke the whole time, and then 4 of them I'm gonna smoke for just about an hour. Then I'm gonna wrap them in full. Throw a little bit of bourbon aged ale in there with them, and finish off the cook more like a roast. So we're gonna go ahead and get those seasoned up. I've got a rub here. Basically, it's like a beef rub, lamb rub. Pretty much anything for beef or lamb, they interchange with each other because they're about the same cut of meat. So this rub works good for, you know, prime rib, or, you know, if I'm doing lamb, I use it on lamb too. So we're just gonna go ahead and throw that rub on here. Alright, so we've got those all seasoned up now. Got the rub thrown on them. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put about 4 of them in some aluminum foil, but I'm not going to wrap the foil up around them yet because I still want them to get some smoke before I go ahead and wrap them up. We're about to take these out there to the smoker. It should be warmed up. Should be ready to go. You know, we're gonna do some lamb shanks out there on the pellet smoker. Alright, so we've got our smoker heated up. It's ready to rock and roll. Gonna go ahead and chunk these lamb shanks on there. Just put these 2 down here that are not in any foil. Put them the furthest away from the heat, because I just want them to absorb all kinds of smoke. Alright, so we've got them in there. Like I say, I'm going to run some smoke to it for about, probably an hour to an hour and a half. And then the ones that are wrapped in full, I'm going to pour some beer in there, throw some rosemary and thyme in there with it, roll it up, and finish it off kind of like roasting them. So this is what we're doing today. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, punch the like button. Lamb shanks on the pellet smoker. Alright, so we've had these lamb shanks on here on the smoker for about an hour to an hour and a half, getting some good smoke. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and do a little extra to these ones that I've got wrapped up here in the foil. I'm going to take and I'm going to pour some beer in there. I've got some bourbon barrel aged ale that I'm going to pour in there. And then I'm also going to put some rosemary, a little bit of rosemary and a little bit of thyme in each one of them, and then seal them up, crank the heat up, and we're going to kind of roast those for the final cook. So we'll go ahead and get started with this. Just take and pour the beer in there. Alright, we'll throw a little rosemary in. Just about one sprig of rosemary in each one of them, I think will be good. That ought to do the trick. And we'll throw in some thyme. I'm doing about one sprig of thyme in each one of them also. That way we can kind of balance it out a little bit. So we've got the thyme in there. Got the oregano in. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap these up. Alright, so we've got those all wrapped up. We're gonna let this cook for a little bit longer. You know, I think about another 3-4 hours probably. I'm gonna crank the heat up, like I said, to about 275, 300. Let it rock and roll till we get to an internal temperature of about 180. So, you know, that's what we're doing in the backyard today. Lamb shanks, smoked, out here on the pellet grill. Alright, so here we are back checking on the lamb shanks. The temperature's telling me that they're done, so I'm gonna assume that they are. I had to take off most of them already because they were already done, but I had this one left on here that wasn't quite done yet, but it's done now. So we're gonna go ahead and open it up. There she is. We're gonna get it off here. Take our temperature probe out. Take it inside. Let it rest for about 20 to 30 minutes, you know, to kind of let all the juices run back into the meat. What we're doing right now, lamb shanks, grilling and smoking, stuff you can do in your backyard. Let us know what you want us to do. We'll do it. You know, if you've got an idea that you want me to try out, comment down below and let me know what it is. I'll give it a shot. All right, so we've got these lamb shanks in here. They've been smoked and roasted. We've got a couple of them here that have just been smoked only. We didn't do any roasting to those. They've just been smoked only. So, you know, we're gonna see what we've got here on this smoked roasted lamb shank. We went ahead and basted it with some bourbon barrel ale. That's the way we kind of roasted it up here. So we're just gonna cut into it here and see what we've got. Alright, so here's what we've got for the smoked and roasted. We're just going to have to go ahead and take a bite of that and just see what we've got here, because that looks pretty good to me. So it's got a good taste, it's got a good smoke ring. You know, everything about this looks really good. You know, I'm pleased with that right there. You know, that's going to be our supper for tonight. So let's go ahead and take a look at these. Just smoked. These haven't been roasted or anything like that. They've just been hit with solid smoke for the entire time. So we're going to go ahead and cut into one of these and kind of see what we've got here. Here we are. Pretty much you can see the same effect. You know, we've got the smoke ring here around the outside. It feels real juicy, real tender. I'm going to just go ahead and take a slice of this and see what we've got here. I honestly might like the smoke better than the roasted, just because it seems like it's got a better texture. But we're going to see what we've got here. I don't know. It's a close race between the two. Both of them are real good. You know, I can't complain. Comment down below which one you like the best. You know, do you like a smoked and roasted, or do you just like a smoked lamb shank? You know, Honestly, right now, I can't choose a winning piece in this puzzle. You know, it's a toss-up for me. So, you know, comment down below. Let me know which one you like, which one you don't like. You know, because honestly, it's a toss-up right now for me. I've just got to take another bite here. Now that roasted, now it's a lot more juicy than this just straight smoked, but that straight smoked sure does smell good, and it sure does taste good. So, you know, this is what we're doing today. Lamb shanks, smoking and grilling and smoking, stuff you can do in your backyard. So, you know, this is what you got. Let me know which one you like the best, and let me know some other stuff that you want me to do, because I'll give it a shot.